don't know why, but something is seriously pulling me to make this video. So I'm just gonna keep making it.
Rochester is roughly 80 miles south of Minneapolis, southwest if you want to get technical, and I went to college and lived there for 4 years, and I chose it because they had an awesome recording studio, even though I wouldn't be pursuing music as a major, but it made sense to me at the time to move there. It wasn't far from home, and I completed my general education without going super in debt. I didn't know what I wanted at the age of 18, but most adults don't, so this is my story. Enjoy!
University Center, Rochester. You probably can't see it.
This is where I became a student senator and a student ambassador, and I basically did everything that I didn't think that I could do in high school. It was basically a redo for me.
This is it. This is where I spent most of my life. I'm gonna show you guys where I used to live. Also, I'm sorry, it's really not that entertaining or thrilling or whatever it is you want to say. So this is Civic Center Drive. I'm taking a right.
I'm sharing this part of my story because the memories are still pretty fresh, and this is where I became an adult. This is where I started figuring my life out.
This is it. And I only know this is it because of this apartment right here. I know these apartments. This right here, this whole area, that was where my house was. See that telephone pole right there? I'll pull in. Mayo Clinic bought it. So this, everything that I'm walking on right now, this used to all be houses. The house that I was living in, I was renting it out from a gal she was a psychologist. And her practice was downstairs. I was gone during the day when her patients were there. And this pole right here, this pole is where the house used to be. There was another house right here that was the next door neighbors. And the house sat where all these lines are right here. It was a 3-foot story building, or house, three-foot story. It was a 3-story home. And then the garage was right here, which I did not park in because I just didn't. And this is where I lived. It's in a great part of town. 5th Avenue Northwest, 2nd Street Northwest. I miss those days. They were good days. I had a lot of fun. I lived at the address for 2 years. Show you guys this part of downtown. And there's a Dunkin' Donuts. Ryan, you would love that. This is a really cool part of downtown. There's tons of shops. Tap House. Tap House. Okay, so that is a place you go if you are moving to Rochester. Check out Tap House. So I guess you could say that this whole place here is, you can tell it's kind of popular. But this is it. Brew pub, wine and spirits. They even have a patio there for the Tap House. Downtown Rochester is pretty hip. Oh, there's Civics. That's the Civic Center.
Rochester was a really good choice for me. It provided a safe environment. It was a good city for me to become an independent adult within, and I lived everywhere, which was really fun for me, and I got to meet a lot of different people, especially being a student senator, being a student ambassador, learning how to have a voice. I'll never forget where I was when I chose my major. I was on the RCTC campus on the 4th floor because that's where the student life area was, and I was still serving as a student senator. And I walk into a room and there's two people playing cards. And for some reason, I started telling one of the guys what I wanted to do for a major or what I was interested in. And he said, "Sounds like mass communications to me." And that, right then and there, that's how I decided what I was going to major in. Little did I know how much I would completely dislike the first class that was a prerequisite for the entire program, but I'm glad I stuck with it. I moved out of Rochester in 2007, so that makes it that it's been 10 years since I've lived there. And I and I completed my undergrad at Minnesota State University Mankato, and I have had several jobs in the workforce, but I never stopped to ask myself, what do I want to do every day for the rest of my life? And I found an answer for that. And that is why I'm creating these videos now. So I thank you very much for watching. Each of these mile markers here on the road essentially represents an opportunity. And every opportunity that presents itself, take it because you never know where it'll lead.